Hi, I'm Nate from the Riekes Center, and I'm here to tell you about LARP, or Live Action Role Playing. It's an acronym. Now, LARP is an activity that emulates Dungeons and Dragons in a certain way, but instead of sitting around a table being boring and lazy, you're off fighting and doing cool things and actually acting it out. And overall, I really enjoy it. I've been doing it for over 8 years. Now, the thing about LARP is that it's a cooperative game. You don't compete against each other per se. You're definitely working together towards something. Like you all team up against a giant troll, perhaps. I don't know. Either way. Now, during this video, I'm going to be explaining the rules to you. Basic rules, explaining what you do in LARP, and explaining the difference between the Basic League and the Advanced League. Now, the first thing I'm going to explain is the basic rules. This is just going to be a brief overview. LARP is focused around safety to some extent. If you'll notice, this is made of foam. So safety is an important thing in LARP. The first rule is that if you get touched anywhere, you're down, wounded per se. Not dead, wounded. This is important because I say touch, not hit. This is definitely a game of tag. You don't want to hit someone really hard. You want to tap them. You can tap them quickly, but you can only tap them. Second of all, you can heal people by putting both hands on them for 20 seconds and counting to 20, and then they're up. They're not wounded anymore. So that definitely emphasizes the cooperative aspect of it. The next thing is carrying. Let's say your friend is wounded in the middle of a giant battle. You can put both hands on them and say carry, and they have to walk with you. Now that's important because some kids are smaller than other people when in the game. They're about the same size because this is a role-playing game. So that definitely emulates that. Fourth is the rule of knockout. Some things are like really big and have multiple hit points. What you do is you take the blunt part of your weapon, like this for instance, and you do knockout and hit them right between the shoulder blades because head and crotch isn't allowed. So you normally in real life you'd hit someone on the head with a blunt part, but instead you're just hitting them on, between the shoulder blades, because that emulates that sort of strategy while at the same time not hurting people. Lastly is the most important rule called fumble, in which if you hit someone too hard, you have to sit out with them until they want to play again, which is important. So if they say, you know what, no, you broke my leg, I don't want to play anymore ever, you can't play anymore ever. That's important. That's never happened yet. The closest we've gotten is someone ran to a sign and cut their head open, but, that's that. So that's the basic rules overall, those 5. There are going to be a lot more rules, but overall, those are the ones that you really want to remember, because those are the constants. They're the things that are really important. Now, the difference between Basic and Advanced League is simple. In Basic, you're fighting things, okay? It's all about the combat, the exhilaration of it, going off to fight something, doing a giant battle, etc. Whereas Advanced League dumbs down the combat a lot and has to do more with the role-playing aspect of it, becoming someone else, acting it out. And it's definitely much more of an interesting thing in my opinion, but that's just because that's what I enjoy. For some people, Basic could be all they ever want. I just want to fight things. Well, that's great. Join Basic. Advanced probably isn't for you. Not because you're not good enough, but because it's just not your interest. There are 2 entirely different games. Now, lastly, the other thing is the game master, being whoever is currently running it. He calls the shots. He's the one who illustrates the story to you. If you want to be a game master, you can talk to someone who is, and they can help teach you maybe if they want. But otherwise, the game master, what he says goes. If he says this rule is no longer in effect, it's no longer in effect. The game master is the one who creates this. He tells a story with words and paints a picture. It's really quite wonderful. Yeah, overall, that's basically what LARP is. Weapons are, of course, foam. So if you make your own weapon, you have to check it with the game master. That's an important thing. See this? This side is safe, but since I'm lacking weapons, I have to make do because this side isn't. It's wrapped in tape and it's rock hard. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Nate from Riekes, and this was the LARP program.